My name is Gina McMurtrey, and I am an interior designer. I have my own company, Gina McMurtrey Interiors.
So this week we've been doing a whole piece on how reality shows affect businesses. But this is kind of a different angle. You've experienced something a little bit more granular when it comes to reality shows. Can you kind of give me a little explanation about that?
Well, whenever I get a call from a client, it's often that they refer back to reality television shows, either in a style that they like, or did you see this episode, or I like this product. So I believe that a lot of people's experience with interior design is solely from reality television shows. And with that sometimes comes some challenges because there's a disconnect between what a project actually costs and the time involved, because it's packaged in such a way that it is so, you obviously just are not going to be able to see the whole process. So a lot of what I have to do with the client is educate them on what they can expect for their project.
So give me some examples of what that misconception looks like.
Well, the two biggest ones are going to be budget and time frame. Budget, where can I go with that? Some of the shows, they may give a budget at the beginning of what they've spent or at the very end on a project. And I really believe that a lot of that is just really not as realistic as real life. Products are being comped for advertising dollars. Contractors are comping some of their labor costs for exposure on the show. And so whenever a client sees that as their only basis for what, let's say a kitchen remodel might cost, they're not realizing that what they see is possibly not a real life example of the true cost of labor, specifically labor, in a project. The second thing would be time frame. These shows are 30 minutes to an hour, and they may allude to a project lasting a few weeks or going a little over time, and that may be fine in your head, but I don't think sometimes people understand what that really means in the grand scheme of life, that this project took an extra couple of weeks. So understanding with your head and then living in the reality of what that time frame looks like is very different.
It seems like a reality TV show for every industry. As a business, how do you combat those unrealistic expectations?
Well, first I just acknowledge that it's going to happen. And so that helps me not be frustrated because I realize that that's what people are being exposed to. And I also see that my role is partially there to educate the client. And in a kind and, this is in uniformed way. That's part of it. And so they really see, maybe that's line iteming out, every little piece of what a project's going to cost so that they can understand I'm not just, pulling a number out of the air. These are actually what this particular aspect of that project's going to cost for you before we get started.
Is it a good thing that reality TV shows are in this, especially in your industry, or you think it's more harmful?
Oh, I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. I think in general it has helped people to be able to verbalize maybe what they like, helps them understand some of the accessibilities for products. And it just kind of is a source of inspiration just in general. So in that way, I don't really think it's a bad thing. I think it's really nice whenever I have clients to understand that this is reality television and that everything that they see may not be as it is in real life. So, you got the good and you've got the bad or potential problems with that. But it's entertainment, and as long as people understand that it's entertainment, while with a little bit of education, this could be a good thing for everybody.
What tips would you give to a business that maybe has an industry it's kind of affected by reality TV?
Well, I would just say be patient and talk to your customer and just understand that this is where they're basing their information from, and be upfront with them that and just keep that communication open between your customer and and yourself all along the way, so that they really have a firm understanding for what it is in the real life. For the people that are watching this, be patient with us as well, because the process is going to be a little different than what you're seeing on television. I've had people say to me, I would like the big reveal, and that is just difficult. You know, if you want to leave your house for 3 weeks while we work on your bathroom, I can give you the big reveal. But I mean, just, it's going to be a little different than what it looks like on the show. So be patient with us as we are patient and we work together.